In this episode of the Atomic Zone, a woman dies, and there is no tunnel of light, no gentle reunion, no smiling faces waiting in some soft and peaceful distance. There is only the sudden absence of breath, the strange quiet of a body left behind, and the terrible awakening of a soul that finds itself standing in the court of the Most High. The hall before her is vast, beyond human understanding, stretching farther than any earthly cathedral, higher than any mountain, and brighter than the sun, yet every beam of light seems solemn, ordered, and full of judgment. Beneath her feet is a floor like transparent gold, clear as glass, reflecting pillars carved with the names of nations, tribes, tongues, and forgotten generations. Golden censers swing in unseen hands, filling the impossible chamber with incense, while above the throne the seraphim hover with 6 wings, veiling their faces and crying the ancient words heard by prophets and saints. Holy, holy, holy. Arrayed in a great semicircle is the jury of heaven. Michael stands in burnished armor, the sword of the Lord resting at his side. Gabriel watches in silence. Around them are principalities, powers, thrones, and dominions, beings of living light, whose eyes have seen empires born, buried, and forgotten. The 24 elders sit robed in white, crowns upon their heads, while 7 flames burn before the seat of judgment like torches that have never known darkness. And the woman understands at once that this is not a dream, and not a metaphor, and not the sort of comforting story people tell themselves when the grave becomes too frightening to imagine. This is the judgment that comes after death, not distant, not symbolic, not postponed until some convenient age at the end of history, but swift, personal, and without appeal. A prosecuting angel opens the books, and the sound of their pages turning rolls through the hall like thunder softened by eternity. Every deed is recorded, every secret thought is known, every idle word, every hidden appetite, every kindness refused, every mercy mocked, every truth pushed away because it asked too much of her. The charges are not the towering crimes of tyrants and monsters. They are smaller, quieter, more familiar, and somehow more damning. Pride that would not bow, lust hidden in darkness, greed dressed up as ambition, bitterness protected like a cherished pet, cruelty excused as honesty, envy renamed as justice. And above them all, the long, patient, deliberate rejection of redemption. She had heard the gospel. She had felt the sharp little wound of conviction in moments when the noise of life briefly fell silent. She had heard a grandmother pray. She had walked past a street preacher and laughed. She had noticed a Bible left open on a nightstand and closed it without reading. She had seen goodness in the lives of the redeemed and decided it was weakness. Again and again the door had opened. Again and again she had turned away. At her right hand stands her advocate, the angel who had walked beside her unseen from the day she was born. He does not accuse her. He does not excuse her. His face carries the sorrow of someone who has watched 1,000 rescues ignored from inches away. He speaks of warnings whispered into her conscience, of strangers placed in her path, of sicknesses that should have made her humble, of beauty that should have made her wonder, of fear that should have made her pray, and of mercy that followed her even when she refused to turn around. But he does not deny the record, he only asks for mercy. The jury confers, and the light in the hall seems to dim as the weight of an unrepentant life is measured. There is no shouting, no anger, no theatrical fury, only the deep murmur of angelic voices, the soft turning of heavenly books, and the terrible calm of a justice that has never needed to raise its voice. Then the verdict comes. Having weighed the evidence of an unrepentant life, and the willful rejection of the Lamb who was slain, the court sentences her to hell. The words fall across the chamber like a gavel striking the foundation of creation. 2 mighty angels step forward to escort her. Their hands are not cruel, but they are irresistible. She does not yet understand. In her mind, hell still means fire. It means chains. It means outer darkness. It means the place of weeping and gnashing of teeth, the nightmare she had dismissed in life, and now expects to see opened beneath her feet. Instead, they lead her toward a veil. It hangs at the edge of the court like a curtain made of mist, light, and memory, separating the throne room of heaven from whatever waits below. Her advocate walks beside her one last time, and his voice is gentle now, almost tired, the voice of someone who has given this explanation too many times to count. He tells her it will not be so bad this time. He says she is going to Northern Europe. He says the people there tend to live quieter lives, with fewer extremes, fewer storms of noise and hunger and panic to drown out the still, small voice. He tells her to pay attention this term. He says that he will keep sending signs, because he always does. He says the question has never been whether heaven speaks, but whether anyone listens. He speaks of little mercies that will seem like coincidences, of moments of beauty that will feel for one passing second like they point beyond themselves. Of conscience, of scripture that will cross her path again, of strangers who will carry light without knowing why, of warnings hidden inside grief and invitations hidden inside joy. And as he speaks, everything still sounds like mercy, everything still sounds like guidance, everything still sounds like one more chance for a lost soul to turn toward salvation. Then she reaches the veil, and just before she passes through it, the meaning finally lands. Northern Europe? This time? Signs she is supposed to notice this time? Her steps falter, her eyes widen with dawning horror. "Earth," she whispers, "Earth is hell?" The advocate pauses. He looks at the smaller angel beside him, who stands ready with a stylus still hovering over the record, and the advocate releases a long, ancient sigh. "Why?" he asks quietly. "Why are they always so surprised?" And there, dear viewer, the veil closes. Not over a pit of flame, not over a kingdom of monsters, not over some distant cavern beneath creation, but over the familiar world of morning alarms, hospital beds, quiet regrets, unexpected kindnesses, unanswered prayers, and doors of mercy, opening so softly that most souls mistake them for ordinary days. Because in the atomic zone, damnation is not always a place where hope has been removed. Sometimes it is a place where hope is everywhere, patiently waiting to be recognized. And perhaps the most unsettling thought of all is not that hell might be beneath us, but that it may have been around us all along, politely offering coffee, traffic, heartbreak, sunsets, second chances, and just enough pain to make us look up before the term expires.